Mr. Yo, as it lets us know why leaders should know more and be equipped when it comes to emotional intelligence. I'll be back after this time out. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
A lot of people, viewers would like to know your name, maybe where you're from, and then what you do for a living before we go to our topic of discussion.
Okay, my name is Yu Acho. I am the strategic policy advisor for the Tayong Center for Leadership Development based in Yaoundé, Cameroon.
Wow. So how is Cameroon? How is the situation like generally?
A situation like generally,
Yeah.
Cameroon is good.
Okay.
Cameroon is
Politically,
good.
musically, economically.
Culturally, intellectually, and however you want it. Emotional intelligence, simply put, has to do with how you relate with people you work with, using your relationship with people to the benefit of an organization or of a team. That's simply put emotional intelligence. Oh no, no. Emotional intelligence cuts across. It deals with humans. Humans, it doesn't matter the sex, it doesn't matter the gender.
Wow.
It cuts across.
Okay, so what are we really looking at in depth of emotional intelligence?
Okay, emotional intelligence is a concept. Wait, let me start by asking you this. A banal observation. You have surely come across people in an enterprise or in a business or in an organization. You have come across a situation whereby somebody is put in place of leadership. That person is highly talented, he has technical skills, he has the intellectual capacity, but he's put at a position of leadership, but he doesn't end up delivering the goods, he doesn't end up performing as expected. And then that's one case. The other case is somebody is put in that same position. He is not that much intelligent, even the technical capabilities he doesn't have, but he ends up performing better than the person who was more intellectually upright. Now you ask yourself the question, what does this other guy have that the more intelligent person did not have? The difference is clear. Emotional intelligence is a concept that was published by an American professor called Daniel Goleman in an article, What is a Leader? That was published in 1996. And he puts it to consist of five main elements, five main things, compositions of emotional intelligence. The first element of emotional intelligence has to deal with self-awareness. Self-awareness means what? You know your strengths, you know your weaknesses, you know your values, you know what drives you, and you know your goals, and you know the impact of all that on the people around you. That's the first point. The second point is self-regulation. That means because you know yourself very well, you know your weaknesses and your strengths, you know when to talk, you know when not to talk, because you're considering the reaction from the other people on the other side. That's the second point. Now the third point has to do with motivation. We know very well, most of the times when you call the word motivation, people are fast to thinking motivation is limited to money. Yes, money is one of the greatest elements of motivation, but it's not limited to it. Why? Because people also need sometimes to be recognized. You don't pay for that. Emotional intelligence in terms of motivation has to do with the drive, the energy. How do you activate that inner passion in somebody? Somebody is already working, but at times you pay the person, but you always need to motivate that person in different ways other than pay that person a salary. Yeah, you need, for example, you can simply ask, how's your family doing? How are you care about other things different from work, and in that way you make the person more passionate, more driven, more performant at work. That's the third point. The fourth point has to do with empathy. Empathy means you put yourself in another person's position and you're acting in ways that are in ways that um, in ways that permit that the other person can better understand you. Empathy means if I know that I'm going to tell you this thing and you will get very angry and it might kill your performance. I should not say it. It means feeling for you. Yes, if you hear this particular thing, if you can hear it and you will not be good or you will not be happy about it, you don't say it. That has to do with empathy. Or for example, somebody can be bereaved around you, somebody can simply be sick around you, somebody can have an unfortunate situation. It takes empathy at that time to be on par with the person. You show the person that no, hey, this thing is happening to you, but we also have concern. We feel, you share in somebody's grief. That has to do with empathy. And the last one has to do with social skill. Social skill is very individual. Yeah, it has to do with your ability to manage your different relationships. You could get to a place, there are quite a number of people, and you see that some people always have an upper hand. They get there, almost everybody knows them. They smile with everybody, almost everybody knows their name. And you're wondering, what did this guy use? Did he come here with some kind of magic? Yeah, but that guy is simply expressing his ability to cope with all sorts of people. He has done his game. It doesn't come because you're born with it. No, you learn it and you nurture it. So that those are the five major things that make up emotional intelligence. If you want me to recall them, emotional intelligence has to do with self-awareness. It has to do with self-regulation. It has to do with motivation. It has to do with empathy, and finally has to do with social skills.
Okay, finally, as we wrap up, how can leaders acquire the skills?
Okay, to acquire emotional intelligence, since you're not born with it, let me first of all make it very clear. People ask the question most of the times, are leaders born or made? And even before I answer that question, let me make it very clear to you that emotional intelligence has proven beyond doubt that the greatest leaders that we see and can cite today, they made at least 90%. If the content of those leaders, the greatest thing was emotional intelligence. Now, how can people acquire emotional intelligence skills? You simply learn them. It's true that you're born. The IQ, most IQs, it's genetic. You grow with it. Yes, but with leadership, with emotional intelligence, you need to learn, you need to nurture every day, and you consistently have to work on them. And people have done that, and the change has been seen.
Oh, so finally, what do you say to leaders?
Well, I'm telling leaders, we chase so many things too many times, and most of the times we chase the wrong things. For any leader, knowledge of emotional intelligence is a sine qua non to proper organizational performance.